Well, what's driving first-time voters to the polls and what's holding some back?
Without asking who they're voting for, WVTM 13's Brittany Decker spoke to students at the University of Alabama about the significance of their voices and the impact of their votes.
All right, by raising your hands, how many of you here are first-time voters? Raise them higher than that. All right. Who's excited to vote? Is anyone from another state that either has voted or voted already?
I sent in my ballot to the mail last week.
I sat down with 7 University of Alabama students from diverse backgrounds and political perspectives to have a conversation.
So how do you feel going into it this go-around?
Emily Vesey, senior political science major, the only student here who's voted before, as she turned 18 the day before the last presidential election.
I got to go to school with a sticker and stood in line for a long time, which doesn't sound exciting, but it is once you get there and you realize that this is the first time you're actually getting to make a contribution to your country and the decisions that are being made that affect you every day.
Other students eager, but admit to feeling a little bit nervous about the weight of the decision.
There's so much responsibility in voting because you're deciding who leads this country, not only the presidency, but also the legislative branch.
And it kind of gets nerve-wracking whenever you're trying to communicate your ideas about voting and like who you're thinking about voting for because of how polarizing it's gotten. It's really hard to talk about any type of voting issues without it becoming some type of argument.
Knowing that my vote might help make history and push history into the right direction where we can start making progress and the people that I love will keep their rights will be still protected 10, 20 years from now.
Do you think a lot of your friends will vote? Why or why not?
From the people I hang around with, maybe like one or two, right? But by and large, I don't think they're just too disillusioned, I think, to want to go vote.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's just spending too much time online.
For me, a lot of my friends will be voting. I know personally, I'm a minority. I'm a person of color, woman of color. I'm Nigerian American, and a lot of my friends are the same, so they understand the importance of voting.
Yeah, I think the fact of the matter is that if we want politicians to begin focusing on younger generations, we have to start voting in larger numbers.
And I asked, what might you say to one of your other classmates who says they're not going to vote because it's not important?
So even if you don't feel comfortable with choosing between two people, at least try to choose between, the local and congressional elections.
I would definitely say remember the fact that we have a party system. The parties ultimately want to get more voters, and so they do look at the statistics of who is going to vote, whether it be younger voters or minority voters. They want to be able to capture more voters so that way they can win more elections, and you want to be able to use your voice in order to make that statistic.
I would tell my friends, if they don't want to vote, they don't have to. It's their constitutional right. But if you want to make your voice heard and to elect leaders that represent your interests, you should go out and vote. Even if you're not enthusiastic about the candidates, at least show up.
There are people even like within my family or classmates or friends that I've talked to that feel just disillusioned and feel like their vote doesn't have weight. But especially if you come like from a minority community, like it's just very important to exercise the right, especially if you can speak up for those who are not able to.
I think it's so easy to just completely dismiss your power as a voter and say, oh, if I don't vote, it doesn't really matter because all of these other people are going to vote. But we live in a country where we are given the ability to have a direct say in where our government goes. So I just urge people to remember that and remember that they are given this gift and they should definitely take advantage of that.